Your son plays blitzball?
Yeah, and he wants to beat his old man bad. Once I told him to give it up. He didn't speak to me for a week. Wonder what he's doing now.
So I was messaging past guest of the show, Darmock, the other night, who told me that soon things are getting ready to get blocked off if you're playing the international version or any of the remasters because of some like post-game bosses. So probably should scrap what we were going to do this week and do some backtracking.
Hey, you remember last week when we were talking to Justin and rating all our favorite areas?
Yeah.
Let's do that a little more thoroughly.
I have a much more concise rating system, and all of the areas are 1. Except Besaid. Besaid's still 10.
and since like huge props to past guest Darmock of the show for telling me that was going to be the case. So we invited her back.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, Darmock.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
saving the pod.
saving the pod. Yeah.
Thank you for making us not have to just have Alex like erase the boss that's going to block the way from our save files.
I'm just going to stream it, and you guys have to like watch me do it.
yeah. That'll be the homework for us one day as we just watch Alex's stream.
Keep your mics off.
Yeah.
No commentary.
Yeah. We don't tell each other what we're writing down. But I'm Curtis.
I'm Carl.
I'm Alex.
I'm Darmock.
All right. This is the Every FNFF podcast.
Our first three-peat
Backtrack edition.
remix.
Yeah. So, yes.
Reject.
We liked this game so much so far that we're like, why don't we just go all the way back and then all the way back to where we are?
This is the clip show where like
Yeah.
where you remember
This is episode 2 of Clerks, the animated series.
Troy McClure is here, and he's just telling us about our favorite episodes.
Right.
You may remember him from such films as
Yeah, right.
I did frame this to Curtis as, this is kind of crazy, but this is what I did while you guys were in other sections.
Yeah, because you were just waiting for us to continue on, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I'd been doing some like serious grinding and leveling up and stuff too, just because I had the time. But yeah, I was like kind of like, oh, where are they? Okay, I guess I'll just like, oh, hey, the Jecht spheres. Oh yeah, I didn't do that when I was playing this 10 years ago, so maybe I should. I should look into that.
I've never done all the Jecht spheres now that I think about it, so a lot of this is actually new to me.
Yeah, so for our listener, we are so last episode we found one of Dad's cool tapes.
VHS tapes, yeah.
One of Dad's cool tapes.
His old reel to reel.
Yeah. His basically his Instagram story. And now at this point, yeah, there are I think in every major area of Spira that we've been through, there are now Jecht spheres that we can go back and find.
Right. Yeah.
Which contain more little vlog entries of their of the Braska Jecht Oron journey.
Yeah.
Pilgrimage.
Like we said like we learned from last time, somehow the Spheromorph was just magically keeping them all like unseen, like we couldn't get to them. It was like the guardian of the spheres has been defeated.
They had the cloaks up on that one.
Yeah.
Star Trek reference.
I just started watching a Star Trek with my roommate, and I was like,
Oh, shit.
I see why people like this. I can dig this.
Wait, which one?
The J.J. Abrams one.
The one where they're on a space station instead of the Enterprise.
Oh, Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
I'm
that
actually in season 5 of that right now.
Well, I only started watching it with my roommate, but I have to say I like it quite a bit.
I think Deep Space Nine might be the one that some of my friends are like super obsessed with, and it's not one of the most like popular ones, but they're like, it's so fucking good. I can't remember if I'm mixing it up with another one or not.
Do you have to have seen 1 through
Deep Space 1 through 9. Nah, it's Final Fantasy rules.
Yeah, Deep Space 10 is where they go to the PS2.
Yeah, there you go.
Fun fact, did you guys know that my older brother
God damn it! I cannot deal with anymore. Like, did you know that I was on this show? Did you know that my older brother invented this? But no, I'm just kidding. Please give it to me.
My older brother was a character in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, and it was a
That
cut
rules.
scene. You can still watch it on like the deleted scenes and commentary. He's on the Rura Penthi, I think is what it's called, the prison planet that are like that's like operated by the Klingons, and he helps like the main villain of fucking J.J. Abrams' Star Trek like escape jail.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was like a
Nice.
big deal. Like it was like this whole thing. It took him like 4 hours to get makeup, and then they were just like, "Yeah, we don't need that in the movie." So they cut it. But he's also a character in comics and shit, which is wild. And there's like a
That's
weird little
cool.
toy of it that someone found and
Wow.
like sent to
Oh,
us.
whoa.
It's-
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah,
That's awesome.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's like Tashi Station shit.
I'm gonna go there to pick up some power converters. Anyway, enough of that. Space stars.
So how should we approach this episode? Should we go all the way back to Besaid, or should we?
I
We
think
should
we
start
should.
with-
I think we've started Makalani. We experienced how maybe chronologically.
You gotta run all the way back.
I think
so.
yeah. I think if we actually go,
If we go backwards, is that chronological?
well, because Broska's
here's
team,
where we start. www.google.com and how to obtain Jecht spheres. You're gonna get. We're gonna go through the Jecht.com forest and find the perfect way to do this. 'Cause that's what I did.
The way I see it, or my opinion, I guess anyway, is that because they left from Bavel and their first area was Makalania, Besaid would be their last place that they would go.
And I think this
Yeah.
kind of goes into what we were discussing about that, where we were trying to like suss out, like, it's like, well, how do summoners like go about this? Is it like in order like Pokemon gyms? Is it like, you know,
Yeah, right.
like what is the deal with this? And then it's like, I think that was actually answered in these spheres because you can kind of see that like Jecht and his crew like went in kind of a different order.
Yeah, for sure.
So that it's funny that we were like talking about that.
Is that how we want to do it?
I think the chronological way is going backwards because the spoiler, the one that we find before we find the Besaid sphere, is talking
They're
about going
on
to
the
Besaid.
way to Besaid. That's
It's like, okay, where we go
Yeah.
after we go to Besaid, like and stuff. So I think that's like Besaid is technically the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do it that way then.
Yeah.
So
Chronologically,
from the Spheramorph fight, we can now go backwards. And you remember there was that blocked off path from last week we couldn't take until
southeast of Owaka.
yes, yeah, that one. So we can take that now, and it's like a shortcut back to the beginning of Makalania Woods.
Yeah.
And it's like a fucking magical glowing path that goes up through the treetops.
It's Rainbow
really
Road
pretty.
from Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, right. It is. It's very pretty, but like it's weird to me because like it just is there. It's just a magical fucking like
Yeah. I
no
mean,
explanation. Just like, hey, guess what? Fuck this. Like here it is.
I mean, the Makalania Woods are a pretty magical looking place. So
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
like, I was like, okay, this is a little goofy and a bit over the top, but I accept it. I accept it on its terms.
That whole butterfly thing's kind of weird too. I mean, it
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sets you apart from your body or something, or sends you on a trip. Or I mean,
Yeah,
like,
wait, we didn't even really talk about that portion of it, did we? Where
Yeah,
like Titus, like,
when he licks the butterfly, he goes into like a fugue state.
he trips for 40 to 30, 40 or
And he
30
wakes up
seconds.
right where he started, right?
Yeah.
When the time runs out.
I don't even know if it's right where you started. It just like warps you to a different portion
Oh,
of the map.
really?
Yeah, I don't think it's
To me, it felt like it was like where you started.
mine. It looked like it was where I started because it was right next to that bird person.
I think at one point in another
That's a
area.
musician.
Sorry, musician.
know.
Much
We-
like
we-
the rest of us.
we have officially spent more time talking about this butterfly game than anyone else on Earth. So
Yeah, you're right. Enough butterfly.
so the Butterfly Effect was a movie starring Ashton Kutcher, and it was pretty good.
So when we get to the end of this little Rainbow Road, which by the way, there is something halfway through the Rainbow Road, but there's a person standing in front of the other path, so we can't take
I
it.
love this so much.
Whether that there's just randomly a person there.
Yeah, and they're talking, and they kind of give like a backstory to this, where they're like, "Oh, this way has finally opened up. It's now much easier to travel." And I think they say like maybe this one leads to Bavel or something. I forget where they say it leads. I don't remember if it's in the thing, but they're like, I'll be going there shortly. But I'm like, even though it's a shortcut, like my legs are tired, so I'm going to rest a while. And you can't get past them.
Yep.
So they're just blocking you. Like,
And like,
Yeah. I was like, you know, resting this way is kind of weird. Just standing there.
I know.
Like, can you just move? So
I know.
can, like, if that's...
oh, it's the Makalania temple that this leads to, I think.
so this leads to something else. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They say it's easier to get to the Makalani temple.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
indeed.
okay.
We'll be back a lot.
Yeah.
But toward the beginning of Makalania Woods, right where Lucille and Elma are standing,
Yeah.
we get our next Jecht sphere.
Hell yeah. This was in my homework. I think this was the last one that I found because
Really?
I was just like, well, I'm going all the way back to Besaid. I'll just get this on the way back.
Oh, okay. But this is like this is showing when Braska, Orin, and Jecht all met each other.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's awesome.
It's pretty great. I kind of like it.
Oh yeah, so this is before the pilgrimage.
Yeah,
begins.
yeah.
This is cool.
So like we don't know. I mean, as of now, we don't know anything about how Jecht came to Spira, right?
yeah. Nothing
Like,
at all.
yeah.
Nothing at all.
We're
We're just kind of like, I'm just kind of assuming it's similar to like Titus. you know?
Yeah.
So,
Probably so, because like
because
you
we're
know-
still not even really sure how Titus came here.
Yeah, that's fair.
In-
With Orin's
like-
permission.
That's
all we know.
he got his dad's permission slip.
You guys said he got sucked.
Yeah.
yeah. So we have to imagine that Jecht got the suck. But yeah. So the scene fades up when we're watching the sphere, and they're in like a prison, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And judging by the guards, it's probably Bavel because they're wearing like the Yevonite monk armor.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably where they are.
Warrior monks. We're gonna be hearing this name a lot. now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
And we see Braska kind of walking towards a prison cell and just laying, totally relaxing, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
It's just like Titus when he's like when he's like just like hungry.
Yeah. It's Jecht, and Braska just goes up and Jecht asks, who he is, and Braska says,
You are the one they call Jecht, the man from Xanarkand, are you not?
And he's like, "What of it?"
so good. And then Orin just cuts in immediately, says, "Watch your tongue, knave."
Yeah. So Orin's here as well with Braska. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's that younger Orin too.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Braska says, "Oh, my apologies. I am Braska, a summoner. I've come to take you from this place."
Yeah, and Jack just stands up and like is like stretching a little bit, and he just says, "Sounds sweet. What's the catch?"
So he's like real sharp on it. He's like, he knows what something's going on. And then Braska's even like, "Oh, you figured it out, huh?"
Yeah.
And he says, I soon leave on a pilgrimage to Xanarkand." And Jecht's like, "Whoa, shit, Xanarkand." Because like, again, he came from Xanarkand. He probably got the suck by sin.
Yeah.
And is like, "Oh, shit, the place where I'm from. You're going there?" And so Braska says, "I would like you to join us. It'll be a dangerous trip. Yet, if we do reach Xanarkand, my prayers will be answered, and you will be able to go home. We think." and like, Jecht is just on board. Like, there's no questions. Or he's just like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. And Braska's even like, "Holy crap, so quick. Like, you don't want to think about it?"
He says, "Great, let's go." Like, it's so good. Like, let's fucking go.
And Jecht says, "Anything to get out of here." And like, Orin, being like all funny duddy, he's like, "Oh man, I don't know about this. This guy seems like a fucking asshole."
Yeah, he calls him, he says, "This drunkard, a guardian."
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Jecht's even like, "Hey, why don't you step in here and say that?" Like, tough guy. And then like, Braska's like,
Jack's like, "I'm not as think as you drunk I am, motherfucker."
Braska says, "What does it matter? No one truly believes that I." And again, I want to like.
This, I love this so much.
Oh, do you like this? Okay, go ahead.
I really like this.
It reminds me of like where characters and stories will give exposition that would make no sense if you and I were talking. Like, I wouldn't come to your house and be
okay,
like, "It's I, Curtis Ware, the something something," and you'd be like, I know you.
chiptune master of the solar, the solar bear.
Or yeah, if I was like, "Hey, here I am," every FFF podcaster, you'd be like, "Yeah, I know. Like, we do that together. Why are you saying this?"
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
On that
Sorry.
ground,
Go ahead,
yes.
though. Yeah.
On that ground, I totally agree. I didn't think of it that way because I was just like, "Yo, shit! I didn't know this about Braska. I didn't know this about Orin. This fucking rules."
Yeah, the actual information rules.
Yeah, because he says, "What does it matter? No one truly believes that I, a fallen summoner, wed to an Albed," which we did know that portion of it.
Yes.
Could possibly defeat sin. This is what they say. No one expects us to succeed. And Auron says, Braska, sir. And he goes, let's show them they're wrong.
A fallen summoner, a man from Zanarkand, and a warrior monk doomed to obscurity for refusing the hand of the priest's daughter. What delightful irony it would be if we defeated sin.
I do like that about them. They're
Like-
like a real ragtag underdog team.
Yeah.
Like they're like the team that nobody likes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's that. I love that so much
I
because,
know,
like,
yeah,
up
me
until
too.
this point, we've only heard good things about Lord
Yeah,
Braska.
because
It's like he
they're
delivered
legendary.
the calm. Like Sir Auron is this like master. Everyone like new guardians and stuff. Even total hardasses are like, "Yo, Auron's the
Yeah,
fucking man."
right,
and now
right.
it's just like, "Yo," when he was going on this journey that made him famous, everyone hated him.
Yeah,
That
right.
kid's
Yeah, yeah.
so much ass.
You can't do it, kid.
Is this the first time that they mentioned he was a warrior monk that refused the priest's daughter's?
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
first, that I've seen of it.
Do we know
Okay.
what priest this is? Do we know or not yet?
I think
I don't know that
but
they
I
ever
don't
say.
know. They might.
Yeah, I think
Well, I don't know.
at this, in terms of the context that we currently have, I don't think so. Because I was just like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
that's a like
And what does he mean by fallen summoner?
I think people just don't like think
Oh.
he's gonna do it because
He was a
I
chart-
guess
he was a chart
he's
topper,
fallen.
but-
He's fallen because he decided to marry an
It,
Albad.
it could be.
Yeah,
That's
I-
kind of
I
like,
think
it's
it
kind
is.
of just they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this dude is not like
Banished
he's
almost.
already like turning his back on Yevon because he's like
He's
with
sold
an
out.
Albad.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it.
He's
Yeah.
sold out. Braska's first record was so much better before he signed to that Yevon label.
But then there is like a very short scene where it actually shows Jecht out of prison, and he just asks Braska, "What's a summoner?"
Oh, I love it. It's so stupid.
Like,
Real Titus energy.
I know.
I was like, that's definitely some shit Titus
I was
would
actually
say.
thinking this as we go along through this. Like, I kept thinking, like, oh, there are a lot of interesting parallels between Jecht and Titus. But I like Jecht a lot more than I like Titus. Like, he seems like a lot more fun to hang out with.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like the way it seems to me is that like the good parts of Titus are explicitly like the Jecht parts of him. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to like
Yeah.
talk shit on Titus's mom or anything because we don't know anything about
Yeah,
her. But I'm just
yeah.
like Titus himself is a noodle. He's a total noodle. But his dad is a total Chad. So like that kind of shines through every now and then.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
So that's the one in Macalania.
It's pretty cool.
And then we head back to our favorite place,
The Thunder
the
Plains.
Thunder Plains.
Guys, what do you think of it going back?
Don't like it.
Still don't like it.
Still don't like it.
Yeah, I really don't like
so
it.
I didn't hear you guys do this strat, but did you ever try bringing out Ixion in the Thunder Plains?
No.
If you teach Ixion water,
Oh, so everything
Yeah.
heals Ixion?
yeah, pretty much everything.
Nice.
And then, like, if
Nice.
you're switching people in and out of the party, that can help them level up too.
For sure, for sure.
Oh hell yeah.
That Ixion strat's pretty good. I didn't think about that.
Yo.
That's
I
good.
think I read it somewhere. It's not original to me, but I was like, oh, this is
That's
how I'm
so-
gonna level up. This
that's-
is totally how I'm gonna do it.
That's super cool that you invented that strat, Darmock.
I super invented that one.
You heard it here
Hell
first,
yeah.
everyone.
I'll tell you. So I got while I was walking through the Thunder Plains, I got Riku to a overdrive, and I mixed 2 grenades together because I was like, oh, it makes sense. 1 grenade plus a grenade would be like a big grenade, and it's a flood item. Like it causes flash flood, and I was like, what? Like that
I
seems like a
mean-
very odd combination.
Does not make sense.
I guess like if you blow up a dam, that would make sense. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was very odd. I was like, all right. Okay, and
But yeah, nothing's really different yet because we were just here. But
Right,
yeah, but
right.
the sphere we're looking for is on the second screen, just south of the basically halfway between the entrance of Thunder Plains and
right.
the agency.
Real quick before we get to it, I'd like to point out, I don't know if this was here earlier, but there's a treasure chest in front of the travel agency now. Did you all notice this?
Oh, I think I did. Yeah.
And if you open the treasure chest, you don't get any items, or I guess you do afterwards. But when you open it, it says, "Tired of being struck by lightning? Feeling burnt out? come on in for a rest at the Bilgan Memorial Travel Agency.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be refreshed in no time, and then you get an ether.
I can't remember if we talked about that or
We
not.
talked about Bilgan.
We talked about Bilgan, yeah.
No, I just mean in terms of like that definitely happened to me, and I was like, God damn it, this place sucks. I think I found that after we had the scene with Riku at the.
Oh, okay.
I think that's when it triggers because I did get that.
Okay.
And I was like opening up like a fucking like chain restaurant in the middle of the shittiest area possible and just dumping on the area that you've opened it up in. It just doesn't seem like good marketing.
Yeah.
And it's also like a real fuck you where like if you're making the journey
Yeah,
there
right,
and then
right.
like you finally get there and you're like, oh, like cool, I am finally rewarded in some
Would you
way. And it's
rather-
just like, come on in and spend your money. It's
Would
like,
you
God
rather
damn
go
it.
to the Bilgan Memorial Travel Agency or an Applebee's?
I don't mind
Ooh.
Applebee's. They got those.
They got Bilgan sliders. The Bilgan Memorial Applebee's.
What if we kissed at the Bilgan Memorial Travel Agency? Just kidding.
Unless.
We're holding a press conference at the. And then they have to have it in the Thunder Plains. Fucking.
Those stupid motherfuckers.
Noise show. DM me for address.
Well, so you can if you get the sphere, this one shows them at the Thunder Plains, and it's like aiming at Jecht at first,
A little bit,
but like
right?
yeah, but a little bit, and the camera's like wobbling around, and it doesn't quite have him in the center of the shot, and he's saying,
Hey, hold it steady. You're gonna spoil it.
and you hear Aaron say, "Why am I doing this?" He's like so upset, and then, like it pans over to Broska, and he says, "What do you see there, my lord?" And like, cause like Aaron's so fucking like on task that he can't even like film a video. Like
Yeah.
Jack's like, "Look at me, I'm getting ready to do this thing," and like Aaron shoots it over to Broska. "What are you thinking, my lord?" Like he's so on.
And you can kind of just see Jecht like in the background, like on the path, like kind of far away.
Yeah.
And he says, "This is important. No fooling around.
Yeah.
You're gonna spoil
You're gonna
it."
spoil it.
And then I think he
Lightning strikes.
Yeah, he gets hit by lightning. It
Jack
just says,
gets hit by
"Whoa."
lightning.
Hi, I'm Jecht, and welcome to Jecht Ass.
And Broska goes, "Oh, are you all right?" And Aaron's like laughing at him. He goes,
Now there's a scene for posterity.
and Jack goes, "Yeah," and that's it for the scene.
I was like, at first I was like, ah, shit. Like, I wish it was something more like with more substance and more like backstory
Yeah.
going on and stuff. I'm like, but actually, this actually just rules. Like, Jecht is just goofing around
Yeah.
and being like,
Well, what I like about it is like
Check this
I
shit
feel like
out.
it's our first interaction between Oren and Jecht, where it's not just strictly
the mission.
business or the mission. Yeah, because like Oren's always like, "This I can't laugh at this. This is not playtime." But he actually like has a funny word. Like he insults Jecht. He's like, "You dumbass."
Yeah.
You know. So like I was like, oh, Oren and Jecht kind of warming up to each other a little
Hell yeah.
bit.
At least
yeah.
a rivalry that like he's
Yeah.
he's playing his own game kind of thing.
Yeah, right. And when I got this one, Oren learned Banishing Blade.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we should say that Oren gets his overdrives by finding the Jecht spheres.
Yeah.
And Banishing Blade, did either of you use it?
I did not get a chance to yet.
We finally get to see Oren drink his piss jug.
Hell yes.
Oh, nice.
Drink the piss,
Drink
Oren.
the
Piss.
Drink
Drink
the
the piss.
piss.
Drink
Drink
the
the
piss. Drink the piss.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Banishing Blade, Oren takes a sip out of his pee jug, and then he like spits it out on top of his sword,
Ooh.
like a mist, right? And then he fucking swings his sword and hits the ground and like opens a portal to hell because it's Oren, baby. He's
Yo,
a
hell
badass.
yeah.
And like these like 3 black orbs come out and hit the enemy, and it did more damage than I've done in the game yet.
Yo,
I was like,
hell
oh
yeah.
shit, like dude, it's good.
I need to use that.
It's that good shit.
Hell yeah. I don't think there's really much else in the Thunder Plains. that we
Nothing
can
at
really
all.
Nothing at all. I mean, I did see a Cactuar ghost like floating around.
What was up with the ghost? There's a
did
cactuar
too.
ghost chasing me around.
I was like, that's either like I thought it was leading me somewhere
Me
first,
too.
and I went, and then I was like, oh no, there's nothing here.
It
Yeah.
did lead me somewhere. This was before I went back, though. I think there was a chest.
Interesting.
Maybe there was a chest.
well, time to fucking Google
That
it
I
when we're done with the
couldn't open.
podcast.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is either something that like is
Korok
super
seed?
late game that I need to like come back and do,
Yeah.
or something when I have to do the fucking lightning dodges or whatever.
There's a million people who know the answer to this who are screaming at the
Yeah.
podcast right now, being like, "You
But,
idiots!"
but I think also, I think I also like looked it up, and someone was like, "You can just ignore that." I think it's just like because we released the spirits of the
Yeah.
cactuars, like now they're roaming free. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Haunting
Maybe
us
it
forever.
happened to lead me somewhere. That
Chance.
The spirit of Lord Jiskel has become a cactuar and has left the far plane.
Oh.
There's the one Guado that's like just running around and like training, I guess, for blitzball or whatever.
What was like Guado Glory running around?
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
So
doing some cardio.
yeah, and he just says Lucas' tournament was completely upstaged by Seymour's Aeon, and by showing support for the excommunicated Crusaders, Seymour's popularity is growing fast. And if you talk to him like again after that, like you can tell, like it puts that more in context of him being like, "Yo, I fucking hate how popular Seymour is."
Yo, really?
Because he says first a tribe, then a temple, and now a bride. Everything just falls into Seymour's lap.
Somebody's jealous.
I'm gonna get this guy on the team. I'm gonna get this guy on the football team. I like him.
Oh, I tried to recruit him, but I think he
Oh,
wasn't
shit.
recruitable.
Too fast.
Damn.
It's too fast.
He's too fast. There's a lady there that was like not happy that he was taking a bride.
There was a Guado who says, Lord Seymour may be cool, but Trommel has quite the temper. And I was like, I've met both of them, and it seems like exactly the opposite. like Trommel was very chill, and like Seymour seems to like have some real fucking issues.
Yeah. There was
Trommel's kind of like an irritated like principal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
He's
other one's like,
definitely
and Seymour's like the guidance counselor who you can tell like doesn't really want to like raise his voice at you.
yeah.
Just like, but everything he says is scathing, you know.
yeah.
He's the cool dean from The Simpsons.
I'd like to take some starch out of that stuffed shirt.
The crusty old dean.
Yeah.
There's another Guado that when you talk to, they're like, don't you need to catch up with Lord Seymour? Which is, everyone's just kind of like, oh,
Everyone's gonna say
you
that.
should be at the temple and all that. But if you talk to them again, they say, must keep quiet about Lord Jiskel. A grown-up said so.
Did you
Don't
all?
say Jiskel.
Did you all go back to the far plane?
I sure did.
Ooh, did you find anything at the far plane?
Nothing important. It was just some piece of trash called a Mars crest. Who cares?
Mars crest.
Definitely doesn't have anything to do with these treasures that we've been finding since like the first episode.
Right. So I went back. I didn't get the scene with Owaka's brother, but I did get the Lulu scene.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I got the
So-
Lulu scene as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
same.
I went back to the shop and it's really funny. Perhaps Lord Jiskel wanted to see his son's new bride. Like, why did Jiskel come back?
Oh, yeah. I had to like think about that in my head. I was like, all these fucking family lines now. This is driving me insane.
So
the one who said like Trommel has quite a temper.
Yeah.
Said, come back after the wedding. Let's swap Blitz stories.
Ooh.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I like it.
Like it. On the far plane there was like another family there, and there was like a family off in the distance that they were seeing, and there was like a small child and like an older woman. And when you talk to the kid, he says they look exactly like my mom and dad. And if you talk to the older woman, she kind of puts that in more context, and she says the two figures you see there are not his mother and father. Actually, they are my parents who passed away decades ago. They died young, but I was fortunate enough to have grandchildren. My parents must have been watching over me from the far plane. It feels quite strange to look older than your own parents.
Whoa.
That's good.
Which is, I really like
Yeah.
that. Except for why the fuck does that kid think they look exactly like his parents? Shouldn't it only look like one of his parents?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
I don't know.
Spears is a very small place.
I'm like, yeah, like the biological side, yes, that makes sense. But like the married side,
Yeah, no, you're
Why-
right. You're right. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Guasam's
why would your
not very big.
grandparents look? Both of your grandparents looking exactly
Only, yeah,
like
yeah.
your two parents is a little weird.
Yeah, your grandparents should look like one of your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You end up finding yourself attracted to the thing is that you're familiar. It's pretty common, honestly. There's this
Forbidden don't.
There's this Instagram account called Dating or Siblings.
Oh my god.
And you're trying to like figure out whether this couple are siblings or they're dating. It's always wrong.
Some real Shelbyville energy.
Yeah.
And marry our cousins.
Why would we want to marry our cousins? Because they're so attractive.
Look, someone's attractive cousin.
Yeah.
I went back. So are we still in Guadalajara, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're ready to leave.
No, I was saying I went back to the inn, and one of the ladies there says, "Too scared of the thunder planes to go on? And you call yourself a guardian?"
I know, I saw that. I was
I
like,
love
fuck
that.
you. First of all, yes.
Second of all, how dare you?
Are we good with Guadalajara?
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Moonflow!
Moonflow.
Yo,
do we want to rate Guadalajara?
0.
0 still nothing.
I'm sticking with everything that I said the first time.
None of McDonald's in sight.
So Moonflow, I didn't really get too much on the North Shore. Did y'all?
No, I think I just bought, I guess, yeah, so Awaka's there. You can buy items from them. It's like, I think just the normal price of like $50 for a potion, $100 for a Phoenix Down. I just stocked up on all of that because I'm like, I'll probably need to mix this shit with something later. So I'll just like, while I have the gil, I might as well.
The general gist of all the NPCs are they're just being racist toward the Albed.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's that in a nutshell.
Or like everyone seems happy does something good happen. So like
Yeah,
news
or-
Oh, that too.
just the wedding news and
racism.
and
Yeah. Right. But yeah, once we get to the South Bank, if you take a left to where the
How do we get to the South Bank?
By Shoopuf.
We ride the Chupa.
Ride the Shoopuf.
Ride the Shupa?
All aboard.
Shoop-off launching.
That's it. Yeah, I was trying to think of what the other one was.
Yeah, we
Tails be slapping.
Smoosh you.
we make it undisturbed this time.
Yeah.
No fucking.
No new party member attacking
no
us. And then
Riku
being...
Gundam.
Oh, darn.
So yeah, if we take a left as soon as we get off the Shoopuf on the southern coast, you'll get to the shop that was by there, and there's the next Jecht sphere.
Yeah.
And this one like opens up, and it's on the river, like on the riverside, right? And this is like where Titus was like, "Oh, we should like wait here. We should come back here when we're done with our pilgrimage." It's like that location, and it just shows like Jecht's like sleeping or laying down. He's reclining on the ground, yeah, and he's saying,
What are you shooting me for?
Oren's the one holding the camera, and he says, "So you don't do anything stupid again. I can't believe you attacked that Shoopuf. Lord Braska had to pay the handler for damages from his own travel money." And like Jecht's like, "I said I was sorry. It's never gonna happen again. I promise."
Aaron goes, a promise, which you'll forget come tomorrow.
Yeah. So like Jecht's probably like hungover or currently like coming down.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And this is like right after what we were told before that like Jecht attacked the Shoopuf because he thought it was a fiend.
Yeah, he was drunk and thought it was
Yeah.
a fiend. And Braska like comes to his defense a little bit. He says, "Aaron, please, he did apologize. He knows he was wrong." And then Jecht like stands up and he says, "That's it."
Only thing I drink from now on is Shoopuf milk.
Little weird.
It's like the in Star Wars Episode 7. It's like 8.
Yeah, 8.
8. Yeah, the weird.
The sirens that Luke milks a big old Tala sirens is what they're called.
Carl just gave me a nod.
They're basically the Loch Ness monster with tits.
yeah.
Gonna go ahead and Google that and bookmark it for later. And Braska says, "You're sure? We're on a journey to fight Sin and save Spira, right?"
That's what Jecht
Yeah,
said,
Jecht
yeah.
says we're on a journey to fight Sin and save Spira. If I keep screwing up and make a fool of myself, my wife and kid are never gonna forgive me.
Well,
and then,
good news for you, Jecht. It doesn't matter what you do. Your kid is never gonna forgive you.
And Aaron is like, obviously still filming, and he says,
That's on the record.
Yeah. So I like this interaction.
"Yeah, this is
pretty
really
cool.
good. This kind of shows like the change that like happened from Jecht, or like the wall, like the perception of Jecht that Titus had is kind of like eroding away."
Right, yeah. And I mean, like, I feel like this is one of the few things that we know about Jecht objectively, because a lot of it we see through Titus's eyes, but we objectively know that Jecht had a drinking problem, right?
Just keep saying Jecht.
Objective.
Did I?
Objective.
Objectively?
You said
trying
it.
to
You
think
said it
of the
once,
level.
and Alex and I looked at each other, kind of grinning, and we're like,
I saw that.
And then you said it again, and we just.
I saw
You're
that, and I was
making
like, what did I do?
You were making a good point.
Fuck you guys. But yeah, like that's like a thing that we know about him, right? Is that he did have a drinking problem.
Yeah.
And so like it was cool to see like actual progression in his story arc, I guess, or a story arc that is already progressed, I guess.
Yeah.
Since it's in the past.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of just see it in a different context.
Yeah, for sure.
Where
Okay.
the fuck do we go next?
Now we're taking the Josie High Road. I forget where we're going.
Oh, Jose. Yeah, I guess that would be
Yeah.
next, technically. Oh, actually, you know what? I did want to talk about Jose, as a matter of fact. So there's not a Jecht sphere here, but did you all peep the Jose temple?
No.
No.
So I went into the Jose temple, and
don't
let me
think I
tell
did.
you, the greatest fucking thing I've seen in the whole game is in the Jose temple right now. There's one of the monks is in the back trying to do the Jecht shot, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, what?
Oh, nice.
He's like doing the jump and spin and then falling on his head or whatever, and he can't do it. And I was like, oh, what? And if you talk to him, he doesn't even talk about Blitzball. He's just like, oh yeah, the Crusaders came here. We've been helping them out. And I'm like, dude, you have other things going on right now. You're like,
They just like
you're really
Recruit him.
getting it.
I was just gonna say, Darmock, did you try and recruit him?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't.
I didn't go in. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, like here, I'm gonna like show Alex, like, look how high that man is.
Oh
But
yeah, it's like them. It's the same animation of them
Yeah.
of the orcs trying it on the ship.
But yeah, he's doing like the
It looks like
spin.
he's just being raptured. Curtis, the screenshot that Curtis showed us is it's like he's just about to start doing like the spin or whatever. He might be mid spin, but he just looks like completely like planked, but vertical and stuff. Like Yevon's calling him home, boys.
I can send myself. God damn it!
That's all I have to say about Jose.
On the high road, I talked to Aguado. This is on the way back towards Mushroom Rock, I think.
Okay.
One of the Guados said, "What in Spira are you doing here, Master Seymour? Seymour. I'm not sure if it was Master Maester.
It said Maester in mine.
Okay, Maester Seymour's expecting you in Makalania."
That's a good point, though, that like we were like on our way. We're like, yeah, we'll be there in like an hour. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're in Makalania Woods right now. We're almost there. And then we're like,
Literally everyone in Spira is like waiting and like holding their
Yeah,
breath, and
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we're so excited!" For
Yeah.
you. And it's like, "Yo, you know what might be fun, gang? Let's go all the way back to
Yeah.
Besaid. Let's even go through that place that got destroyed.
yeah.
Those two
Yeah.
places that got
Why
destroyed."
not?
It's like, dude, you're on like 5 minutes.
It's like we get all the way to Magfest and we get there and then I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I left something like not even that important back in Philly. Let's all go back and grab that and then come back. I know our set's coming up, but
Yeah, right.
But yeah, the sense of urgency is rising the farther and farther we go away from Makalania.
Yeah.
Oh god, I feel like I've been in this situation before. Oh shit, left something in someone's hotel room on the other side of the Gaylord.
Yeah.
oh no, yeah.
Oh god,
Speaking of being on Mushroom Rock Road.
I wish we had chocobos at the Gaylord.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, that'd be
They're gonna
awesome.
come in clutch here in a second. But yeah, on the Mushroom Rock Road, there's a fucking a Yevon warrior monk who says there are some suspicious Albed prowling the high road. But then again, I've never met an Albed that wasn't suspicious.
Hello.
I think
Hello?
Darmock just lost connection temporarily. It's fine.
I did? Oh jeez.
That's the racism alarm. Anytime anyone says anything,
Well, yeah, I was like, yeah, this text is really fucking rough, so I'll read it. And as soon as I'm done reading it, it goes, "Boop."
it's also a little bit fucked up of Titus to not call him out on it.
Ooh.
You know, like when you get back to your
Yeah.
hometown and people say some
It's not
stuff
enough to
that-
be not racist.
Yeah, you're like, yo,
gotta be
you shouldn't talk like
anti-racist.
that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, Titus.
Get him.
Be better, Titus.
Did you guys are we at the beach yet?
Yeah, we'll get to the beach.
Down to where the operation went down.
You know fiends are popping up and stuff on the beach now.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yo.
wondering
Oh,
if that sending didn't go so well.
Oh shit, yeah. That's a
Oh.
good point.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Well,
yeah.
she can't send the ones that were vaporized.
Oh.
So
I don't know.
You see how,
I
like,
don't know how it works. I'm sorry. It could be insensitive to all our Yavanistas out there.
so you know, like when we get to the beach, like before when Titus woke up on the beach, there's like debris to the left.
Yeah.
I might just be stupid and have just realized what all that debris is. But do you know what that debris is?
Is that like the
Yes.
cannon or
That's
whatever?
the big cannon.
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Oh shit! It's the I forgot what I said. It was the Sister Ray, but now bed.
Yeah. And I like the person standing there is just like stupid Albed leaving their junk behind.
Yeah, we can't get our cart through because this thing's in the way.
Yeah.
Now we have to carry everything. How could they leave that crap in the middle of the high road? Yeah, but
It's like when that fucking crane fell on the Tappan Zee Bridge, and they just leave it there.
oh shit, I don't even
I don't know
remember.
about
Oh
that.
yeah, a few years ago they were rebuilding to the Tappan Zee Bridge, basically remaking the bridge over. It's called like something Kumo Bridge. Cuomo. I don't know how you
It's
say
similar to the Ride the Shoe Puff Bridge, right?
it. But in the middle of making it, the fucking crane like collapsed on.
The-
Good lord.
Like
man.
it was a little hairy.
God, that's excuse me. I got so scared there of thinking about that. I got a little choked up. Yeah, that sounds horrifying. Holy shit. Bridges are already scary enough to go
Yeah.
across.
Yeah.
Our bridge is Machina.
Our bridges. It was probably Titus who fucking attacked that crane to bring it down.
Jeez. Come on, can't he do anything? I think.
But to get over the debris of the cannon, there's these crates which you can just walk over. I guess.
yeah.
It's so funny too. Like
I
just
didn't
because
realize this because I think these were here like after Operation Mihan, and I didn't realize you can just walk over them.
I don't know that we could at the time.
I don't think you could at the time.
No,
Yeah, I don't.
no.
They either
Yeah.
weren't there or like you couldn't access them. But like you kind of just like clip up them. Like there's no like animation. for,
It's like a horse in Skyrim going up a mountain.
yeah.
I got attacked by a fiend while I was clipping up them once.
Really?
Oh my
It
God.
was weird. I was like, wait a second, how
You
can
the-
you reach
I got
me?
I got attacked by two little bombs or whatever they call them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and electric flan.
Nice.
Slime to the left. Slime to the right.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Cactuar.
No, I was thinking the electric slide. I like the electric
Cactuar.
slide.
Slimes to
Yeah.
the left, plans to my right. Here I am.
Did you guys find a there's like a section of the beach that I don't think we've been to yet where
Yeah.
you can get there's a treasure chest there that has forest soft.
Yep.
And then I think we can just head to the Mushroom Rock Road, right?
Yep. That's right.
On our way there is a little cave to the left I found that has a statue of Mihan in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A noteworthy one because when you like interact with it, it says, "What is the statue of Mihan doing here?" And then like if you interact with like there's like swords all around it, it says there's a sword here too, and sword is in like yellow text, like
Oh.
emphasizing, and it says
That's lore text.
an offering to Mihan? Question mark.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I'm assuming that there's something that's to be done here eventually.
Maybe.
Wonder if it has anything to do with those crests. That we
Maybe.
Okay, sick.
Now this is for
I
PvP mode. This is where they keep the light energy sword.
yeah, that's where the energy sword is. Right.
This is where you offer your sunlight medals so that you can
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
can get better lightning spells.
So yeah, we can actually enter the Mushroom Rock Road now,
Why would you want to? It's kind of a bummer of an
dude.
area.
You know
I
what?
hate this
Yeah.
area
It's
so
a
much.
It's a
This
lumpy ass
sucks.
area.
This area sucks.
It's really long. Let's go ahead and talk about this now. So the whole time we've been doing all this backtracking, we've been doing random encounters because we don't have access to
the
no random
encounter,
encounters.
yeah. The whole time we've been doing this, we've been using the strat of using the Sonic Steel that gives Titus first strike, and then using skill flee.
yeah.
Yep.
I timed it. When I was on Mushroom Rock Road. It takes roughly anywhere between like 10 and 14 seconds each encounter you get to take control
Yeah.
again. And I was getting into encounters at least every 20 seconds.
Yeah,
I
it's-
was getting flashbacks to Final Fantasy 1. That's how much I fucking hated this. I was, and like, just like, I feel like I'm going to have like PTSD of like the shattering glass noise. Because every time it happens,
Yeah.
like, I'm just trying to get the,
Dun, dun,
I'm trying to
dun,
get the
dun,
sphere.
dun, dun, dun.
The song,
I did say it was insane to do this, right?
It's true. When Darmock hit me up and was like, "Oh, we should do this," she was like, "Yeah, as long as you don't mind getting into a million battles."
And honestly, I
Yeah.
don't know if this is like the intended time to do it, but it makes sense that it would be. Even though
I
it
don't
like
know, yeah.
even though it really throws off the pacing of the game, but like we said before, there's going to be like reasons that we can't get back to these areas
Yeah.
after the next area. So like now's the time to do it, even though we don't really have no encounters as, an option.
So
For me, this was a great time to kind of throw in some characters I haven't really had a chance to grind with.
Yeah.
Like Kamari and Riku, because so I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend some time Mushroom Rock Road, just now that I can I'm not gonna get decimated throwing them in because I've been kind of neglecting them, and I also want to get a beefy Catman.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I think I've said before that I led Kamari down Titus's path, and I learned haste, and right after haste, there's a section where you can use a level 2 lock sphere and get to where Auron is on my grid
It's
right
basically
now.
halfway through his spear grid.
Oh.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And so immediately it was just strength +4, strength +4. And I was
Yo,
like, oh,
that's
Kamari is
sick.
viable now.
I am-
He has haste and now Auron's strength. That's great.
I am circling around with Kimari, and I almost have a full loop done on his sphere of going to all things before unlocking things, and then I'm dipping right into Lulu's. I'm having two black mages, baby.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
You know what you should do? You should see, or I can't tell you what you should do, but you consider seeing if there's an area where Lulu's later stuff comes closer, so you can jump right to the good shit instead of having to have a
Get
shitty black
fire.
mage.
Yeah.
Because then you're just gonna have a black mage that you can't really use because they're not that good or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you could jump in somewhere
That's a good point.
further along.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
I
my
don't know.
plan.
Okay.
I really, really want to make Yuna a black mage.
That would
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
rule.
She has
I'm
a lot
not
of
sure
magic.
how to do it. It's partly why I've been grinding so much with.
Yeah, Yuna and
Run.
Lulu are on different sides of the fucking grid.
I
That's
know,
the problem.
and that's why it's so hard.
Yeah.
But
Well,
she has so much MP.
we'll soon enough have a solution to that, actually, won't we?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Do I get that solution?
I don't think you do. I think I don't think you get it.
Damn it.
I know.
That's it, I'm
we'll find
switching.
out.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Darmock's just gonna grind insane.
I'm just gonna grind. I'm gonna have the most powerful freaking team ever.
Incredibly buff Kamari.
While you were using
Yeah.
the warp sphere, I was studying the
You're at the
I was studying the grid.
You're at the cafe in Luca, and this buff cat slaps your girlfriend's ass. What do you do?
That's his girlfriend now.
You were in her DMs with a warp sphere. I am in the sphere grid all the way across the map. We are not the same.
Fuck this game. I hate it so much.
So there's
What?
there's kind of more just story about the Crusader monks and
Oh, before you get into the sphere itself, I should just say, just to really drive it home, it's all the fucking way through Mushroom Rock. The reason
Oh
that
my
we're bringing
God,
this
yeah.
up is that it's all the way at the other end.
usually
Yeah.
most of these have been kind of just on the way, kind of hard to miss when you walk past them. This one is literally you have to, in a area that has a lot of annoying encounters, you have to go to one of the elevators that brings you to a different section, go all the way around, very windy, weird.
Basically,
Yep.
the way that we originally proceeded to Operation Mihen.
Yeah,
Just redo
it's-
that whole section.
It's basically to get to that lift that brought us up, and then if you talk to the guy, because I was like, okay, well I got the sphere, at least I don't have to backtrack more
Yeah.
to go back to the beach or whatever. I can just go the other way. And you talk to the guy, and he's like, this thing's broken. Sorry. I was
Yep.
like, oh
Lift's
fucking
broken.
god
he
damn it.
says, "You're out of luck. It's not working anymore. Stop relying on Machina. Use your feet a little."
He says use your
Yeah.
feet a little. I thought he said use your little feet, and I was like, I was like, I have never wanted to beat up a video game character more in my entire life.
Puny blitzball player with his baby's feet.
Tiny feet.
Tiny feet Titus.
Petite
Also,
feet.
feminine stuff. Also worth mentioning that there's an Albed primer here that I did not get.
Oh,
that
yeah.
You have to curl around. I think we already talked about it in the Mushroom Rock episode. I still do not have it, and after getting the sphere, I was like, I'm done with this area. I don't care. I was like, I will come back when I have no encounter.
All right, fair enough.
That's the other thing too about this is it's it wouldn't really be anything, it wouldn't be a problem at all to do this if you had no encounter.
Yeah,
but
right.
by the time you can get no encounter,
Well,
it's even harder to do.
I will say that there is that aspect, but also Titus's walking speed is not the most brisk.
Yeah.
He has kind of a weird lumbery jog.
Yeah.
Very weird bounce to it too. It's very almost like a skip or something. I don't really know how to describe it. He kind of it's weird.
It's a jaunt.
He has a very jaunty walk. But yeah, so it takes a while to get to it. But anyway, I'm sorry. The contents of the sphere, please.
It's an Oron sphere.
It is.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, it's a very good one. Because
Might be worth that trip.
Yeah. I definitely got to it and I was like, at least it wasn't like Jecht being like, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
So remember
I'm in Mushroom Rock Road. Whoa.
So yeah, last time we were here, we met Keenock for the first time.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of a hint of like a past.
And I don't like
interaction.
him.
Yeah.
He's kind of a turd. He looks like I said, he looked like Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
Darmock, do you want to take this one?
So Aaron, thanks for everything, Keenock. And Keenock says, I know I don't need to tell you this, but guard Lord Braska well. Orin, that I will, and you'll be busy too. I heard they made you second in command. Keenock sighs. You know that promotion was meant for you. You're always the better one, even until the end.
You make it sound as if I was going off to die or something. I will see you again.
Keenock says, going already? Orin nods. Keenock, you will tell me about Xanarkin when you return, won't you? Orin says, farewell.
Yeah, so it's just a discussion between the two of them.
I'm assuming this isn't Bavel as well or something, because it looked like it was kind of in like, it looks similar to the prison that we saw Jecht in.
It does, yeah.
It could be wherever Keenock is from. I don't know where Keenock is from.
Well, so
also,
in this scene,
interestingly, Keenock's got a killer fucking beard.
he has a great beard.
Yeah.
So fucking why he look like Bobby Hill now? Like, oh man, Keenock.
Also, anytime someone says, you make it sound like I'm going to die or something, never bodes well.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Yeah. Well, I feel like in this game, every time we're like, we'll get this on the way back. So like, I'm not gonna die, am I? You're like, oh, no. FFX is the game where all that always happens.
We'll come back here after our journey or whatever, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, we're gonna come back here. And like, what was that like? Some
Spring break at the Moonflow.
Yeah, we have a
VH1
room.
Spring Break live from the Moonflow.
We already booked that hotel room in Luca. Or
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so that was it's like a conversation between Keenock and Aaron. And like you're saying, Keenock has a great beard. He's also wearing the warrior monk outfit too. So I guess that like at a certain time, Aaron and Keenock were of like the same station, I guess, in like the Yevon military. And
Aaron came out ahead a little bit.
yeah, but then ends up going on this pilgrimage, and so they make Keenock the second in command instead.
Yeah.
I think because he refused the hand of that.
Oh right.
Yeah,
Right.
could be that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might have like made him quote fall, and then Braska picked him up, and
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like the main takeaway from this is that Keenock wasn't always an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like he actually seemed
Yeah.
all right.
And more importantly, like Aaron's status, like at one time was like greater in like the Church of Yevon than we thought.
Yevon.
Yeah, like he was
of all
like
things.
going to be like a maester essentially, right?
Because like nowadays, like whenever Yevon comes up, Aaron's just like, fuck that place.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
Yevon. They can fucking bite my ass.
So, do we want to take a rest before we head up on the Meehan?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
sure.
All right, break time.
Break. I'm looking forward to that sweet nap in Besaid.
Oh yeah,
Oh, finally. Titus
There's
finally gets
cats
his
there.
nappy time.
There's cats there, remember?
There's another cat that I'm excited to talk about in a little bit.
I'm not excited to talk about.
No, there's one that I'm excited to
Oh,
talk
you
about.
are?
There's
Okay.
also one that I'm very not excited
Okay,
to talk
alright.
about.
I just want to go pet the dog again.
Yeah.
We'll get to that one.
Oh my god. I forgot about that and I was legitimately bummed out. Anyway.
So we're back on the Meehan High Road now.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we passed through the gate where the Crusaders were originally like blocking
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Seymour had to let us through. There's these cages. I don't know what I'm gonna call them. Like they almost look like
They look like
circus wagons.
yeah.
That might have been where they were transporting the fiends or whatever.
I think that's
for
what they were-
Operation Mayhem.
Yeah.
There's also more conversation between like Crusaders and warrior monks and stuff, just about like how the warrior monks are taking over, and like Crusaders are getting offered jobs there and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of consolidating into one group now.
Yeah. Let me see if I have.
They're consolidating into one group and they're unifying in their hatred against the Al Bhed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
That seems to be like a recurring theme all the way back, like as we go. Yeah.
So if we go back to the area where those cages are, there is a, I'm not sure who it is, but there is a chocobo wrangler. Now we're getting charged to rent a chocobo.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the supply has gone significantly down.
Oh yeah, true.
True.
Oh, yeah,
Bummer.
But so the options are let me ride one, I'll walk, and how do you ride a chocobo? Like, I'll walk. And I guess so you can walk this area if you want. But
Yeah.
Although that's for suckers.
Yeah,
And I
no,
guess you-
Yeah, I
absolutely do
rented
not.
one.
Dude,
So-
I was so thankful when I saw. I was like, "Oh, thank God for chocobos."
so this is the area where I think Darmock was on last time.
yeah,
Yep.
So now we're going back down through that area where we're debating whether it was a Saturn crest or a Mars crest.
Oh.
Depending on version, remember that?
yeah, I do remember that.
And that is going to be where we find the next
That's
Jecht
right.
sphere, I
It
think.
turns out it was neither. It was the Jecht sphere. But yeah, like so this scene in this sphere, we've already been told about. Like we've gotten this information, and now we're actually seeing it. Do you remember when we were here the first time, and they start mentioning the chocobo eater? Titus is like, "Oh, we have to kill that chocobo eater. It's the right thing to do." And then Oren laughs at us and is like, "Yeah, you sound like your old man."
Oh,
like
yeah.
Right thing
that's
to
this
do.
scene.
It's
Oh,
great.
yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, we open up on I think basically around Rin's
Travel agency.
Rin's
Yeah.
travel agents last chocobo rental. It's like the combination. It's like the subway attached to like a gas station or whatever.
It's like the
right?
combination Taco Bell and Pizza Hut.
Yeah. And it isn't plainly clear at first who's holding the camera, but it's Oren. But it's not like focused on anybody.
This is a pretty like horror movie, like found footage shit.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's playing the battle theme or like the Sin battle theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the,
The boss
I think
theme.
it's called like Enemy Attack. It's just like kind of that very like orchestral one. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 the kind of thing. It sounds very like Pirates of the Caribbean. But
He's a pirate.
but
He's
you-
a pirate. He's a pirate. He's a pirate.
but yeah, we're like for Oren's POV, we hear Broska say,
Giant fiend that attacks chocobos.
and then Jecht says, what's it waiting for? Hey, come out and fight. Oren's like, I told you this was a waste of time.
Hey, come on. It's the right thing to do. Everyone's depending on us.
He said the thing.
He said the thing.
He said this is the final Fantasy X.
Everyone's depending on us. Besides, it's good practice.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's good.
Yeah, and that's what gets Oren to like agree with him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're right." Like, whatever, Oren. You're a lot cooler now than you used to be.
Yeah.
And Broska's like, well then. And then like you hear a roar and the camera suddenly falls. It's like the end of fucking Cloverfield. And Jack's like, there it is, Oren. Let's get him. And Oren's like, right. And they all run to action and stuff. So
Yep.
I'm guessing this is they either lost and the Chocobo Eater reigns on, or there is a lineage of Chocobo Eaters out there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Elma was too young to go and back.
So when you're older,
Yeah. I kind of took it as like they defeated it but didn't completely kill it, I guess.
they just pushed it over the cliff.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I was thinking. They
What if it was
succeeded
actually
in
much
doing that.
smaller? It was like a-
Back in the day, it's very small. Chocobo eater.
Yeah, it was just like it could be just a dude that called himself the Chocobo Eater. It is I, the Chocobo Eater. And then they meet an actual fiend that actually eats chocobos. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the Chocobo Eater.
And the-
It's named after that guy.
Yeah, it's like in Futurama when they're in like the mutant town and there's El Chupanibre, and then they're like, oh, it's just Nibbler, like that's totally fine, and they go and find him. They're like, oh look, like hey everybody, look, we found El Chupanibre, and I think it was Nibbler or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, he's totally fine. And the guy's just like, that's not El Chupanibre, that's El Chupanibre, and behind him it's like a horrible monster. And they're like, no.
They did the same gag in SpongeBob when Sandy wrestles the
Oh
giant
yeah,
worm.
the sandworm.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yep.
And then she's actually finding the tongue.
The Alaskan,
Yeah.
the Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
Yeah, that's all that's in that one. There is an Albed who's on the little lookout point that Yuna was sitting at outside the travel agency, and since I have all the primers, I was able to talk to her and like get her text pretty clearly.
Oh yeah.
She has a very interesting thing to say. She says, "Some harsh words have been directed at us Albed recently. They say it's our fault that the operation failed. I'm used to being hated, but now I don't feel like working anymore. I am fed up of working with morons. And I was like, oh, what a mood.
Surrounded by assholes.
Yeah,
This whole ship is full of assholes.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
but I'm glad to see some working class consciousness
Hell yeah.
build up with the people of Spira.
I talked to the child that was en route to Rin's agency.
I was gonna say he's
Oh, yeah,
not Ball anymore.
That the child I think maybe was become Ball, or maybe we kicked him out of Ball.
Yeah, we kicked him so hard he became out of Ball.
I have some real bad news about that kid later. But yeah, but that's all I have for the high road.
But yeah, I like that we actually are still on the Chocobo all the way to Luca.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. Real quick, Curtis, the dialogue that you had with the Albed, I also had that. I don't have all the primers, but I have enough that I was like, oh, I can see what she says.
Yeah, okay.
But she only had the one line, I think, which was they think it's our fault that the operation failed
really?
or whatever. Yeah.
Huh.
Like I was able to like
Piece that together.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune it.
Oh yeah, behind that Albed there is someone just watching the Albed.
Yeah.
Like a creep. Just like we're keeping an eye on the Albed so they don't take advantage of the people.
It's gotten real bad in Spira recently.
It's like, it's like the good gas station clerk just following a kid around the store pretending to stock shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I kind of do like, I think we talked a little bit before about how like 10 is cool because the world feels like it advances over time.
Yeah.
Like we go back to other areas and things happen and people are saying things that are related to what's going on right now. And like the real big thing happening right now is like, yeah, all these groups they've just started coalescing under the Yevon banner. Like the Crusaders and the Guado and all the different races are all like, now they're Yevon. Like Yevon is becoming unified. And as it becomes unified, the Albed unified. And the Albed just become the objection.
No.
But the Albed are just starting to be the scapegoat for everything now.
Yeah.
And so like it's real bad times. I feel like we're like really on the verge of some real bad shit right here now. I'm like, oh god, I really don't like where this is going.
There was an NPC on the high road that said, the warrior monks are real stiffs, really unapproachable, but I'm grateful for them guarding the high road.
There's a Guado on the high road too, saying that you can leave the guarding of the road to the Guado or something like that.
Oh yeah, he said,
Yeah.
please rest assured, on Guado's honor, we will guard the high road.
I guess that may have to do with like Seymour being the first Guado Maester. No, he's not the first. He's
The best.
the best.
There's a half Guado.
I guess he is half
He's
Guado,
half
isn't he?
Guado.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but clearly he's like, and not as like, it's not a bad thing or anything that the Guado are like getting respect, throughout Spira.
Yeah,
but like he clearly has like elevated their station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's another. But yeah, they're being trusted with things all throughout Spira now.
A Guado
like-
in every house.
Like the Crusaders were kind of the ones who were always like counted on and
Right.
like respected and stuff. And now it's gotten to a point where it's like everyone else is kind of like just rallying around like Yevon.
Yeah, don't like it. I don't like it, Carl.
It definitely, like, we can objectively say that we don't like it just because we saw the context right before Operation Mayhem. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, we know what's going to happen, but this can work out to our political aims.
yeah, and it really is working
And
out.
we see the fallout of that now.
Yep,
So we're down the high road.
we're down in Luca now, baby.
We're finally in Luca. We
So-
hopping off that chocobo.
Yeah, so Titus does the
Yeah.
Joker dance down the steps.
Yeah.
And hey, there's those dogs.
Well, there's a dog and that cat.
Yeah, a dog and a
Dog and a
cat that we talked about
cat.
last time.
They were just hanging around the square, I guess.
Yay, glad to see them again.
Yeah, definitely don't talk to the kid and just keep going.
Yeah. If you talk to the kid behind them, he says, they haven't eaten at all. They're waiting for their master to come home and feed them. I actually missed the line.
He says, their owner's a crusader and he hasn't returned yet. They haven't eaten at all. They're waiting for their master to come home and feed them.
Oh no, Carl, I don't like it.
Was that Futurama episode?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't like that.
It's Jurassic Bark.
Oh,
Alex, you have to, while we're talking about this, you have to put in the song that was the end credits of that
Yeah,
episode.
Only thing I remember about that is the ending and the doggy nougat.
That's Dolomite, baby. That's Machina, baby.
not good.
God, yeah, this.
Not
Yeah.
Have you guys seen videos like of dogs going to like their owners' graves? I do not recommend watching it because it's fucking heart shattering.
No,
Every time I see a clickbait thing, like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't need.
Only if they've like come back after like 5 years or whatever. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
to
fine.
counterbalance all of that sad shit, just watch the video of like the lion who was like raised by a guy and then like brought to like a lion sanctuary, and like when he gets back, they're like, oh, it's been 5 years.
That was like 12 years.
It's been 12 years or whatever. Like, it's been Final Fantasy 12 years. It's not going to recognize you, and it's like wild now. So, you know, be careful. And then like the lion sees the guy, like big ass lion, and just runs up to him and is kissing him and like just being like a normal cat to this guy after like such
really
a long
sweet.
time. Yeah.
Also go follow Flatbush Cats on Instagram. There's a lot of really good rescue stories there.
Oh,
in,
yeah.
In New York. And Hell's Kittens. is another one.
Ooh.
Hell's Kitten.
Yeah,
Hell's
just
Kitchen.
follow any cat account you see,
Yeah.
frankly.
Heartwarming.
Thurston.
That's the name of my Titus in my file. Yeah, there's a warrior monk that says, you know, not everyone's dumping on the Crusaders, which is kind of nice. So
Yeah.
there's a guy
Yeah.
who says, I hope the surviving Crusaders rest well and recover quickly.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's kind of the general vibe too. Like they're saying, oh, they failed. Like they, you know, it's their own fault because they, you know, abandoned the teachings.
They lost. We
but-
reach across the aisle to make amends with them.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
It's completely different. It's completely different.
I feel like it kind of feels insidious to me, right? Because you're right. That is the emotion in Spira right now, is that like, oh, the Crusaders did this, but it's okay. We're gonna welcome them with open arms. It's fine or whatever. But in Yevon, where is that consideration for the Albed?
Oh,
It was
yeah,
a
that's a
joint
good
operation.
point.
It was
Yeah.
the two of them together, and like their sin was not trying to fight sin. It was working with the Albed.
Yeah,
So like Yevon
that's-
is moving the goalpost in a very dangerous way.
Yeah, I didn't even think of
Yeah.
that. That's a very good point though, because literally, like, the only reason that people have anything against the Crusaders is because they were using Machina and
Exactly.
working with the Albed. Holy
Yeah.
shit! Yeah, no, that's a good point.
So like it
I
disturbs me. Even.
I detract my.
Well, no, I mean, when it first happened, we were talking about it. That we were like, oh, it's nice to see that they're doing this. It's nice to see that they're bringing the Crusaders in and that they're not doing that. And I was like, going back through all these areas, I was like, but dude, they are coming down hard on the Albed. Who like during Operation Mihin, we were told literally that like, oh, they just want to see sin gone. They're like, we're the same. Like, there's no difference between us and the
All
Albed.
bed is the temptation of sin.
if this
I guess basically in the biblical sense.
If
Yeah,
this
it's
game,
fucked.
if this game doesn't end with the fucking final battle and Waka just standing there and seeing some like sin is right in front of him, and he just looks over and he's talking to Riku and he just says, "I never thought I'd die. I never thought I would die fighting with an Albed." And then Riku says, "What about dying with a friend?"
Yeah,
He goes,
right.
"Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can do.
That
yeah,
I could do. Yeah.
What about us?
They're fighting a shoe
What about a
paw.
grease monkey?
Yeah, but what about a grease monkey? yeah, that I could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There's
But
a
yeah,
lot of-
this guy says, "I hope the surviving Crusaders recover rest well, and recover quickly." It's kind of nice.
I talked to a bunch of people in Luca. There was nothing like that interesting that I wanted to bring up, with the exception of this one Guado lady who's pissed about Seymour getting married to Yuna.
Oh yeah, she was like totally like, oh, what a hunk, like first time we met her. It was
Yeah.
like Seymour, he's so dreamy.
And she's like, she says like, why would he pick her when he could have had me?
Oh damn!
Yeah.
There's like a human.
There's not enough water in the ocean to slake that lady's thirst.
There's like a human woman who has a very similar kind of like outlook on it. She says, "Maester Seymour is getting married. Oh, what a shame."
Yeah, right.
And someone else says we should have a blitzball tournament in celebration of Maester Seymour's marriage. The wedding of Maester Seymour and Lady Yuna will be extravagant. It will sure to go down in history. I think someone in Lucas says like, "Oh, it's gonna be so great that like they should just have it at the blitzball stadium."
Yeah, someone does.
That's where they met, right?
Yep, yep.
That's
yeah, like,
Titus's dream.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, they should get married at Lincoln Financial Field.
I talked to one of the little short beaky guys in the cafe where they're still playing the same rerun of the batch we did.
Yeah.
And again, it was saying, I think Maester's wedding should be held at Lucaseum, and it'll be more festive there. No. And then every time I hear about a wedding, I start thinking, perhaps I should settle down. But but I never go through with it.
He's married to the Blitz, baby.
Married to the game.
There's a guy, I think it's outside the cafe. He like kind of wanders around. He says he
Is it the pain?
He says, I asked a warrior monk out to the cafe, but she called me a spoony bard. Unbelievable.
Yo, what?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Spoony
someone
Bard.
I think someone in our Discord brought up that exact phrase before. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
the same line of dialogue or was used elsewhere. But I think shout outs to Tyler who was like, I was disappointed you guys didn't talk about that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's also
Darmock saving us again.
it's a quote from FF7 or FF4,
F4,
right?
4, yeah.
Right? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have known that.
Oh, while we're on the topic of shit that we didn't talk about and people were like, "Oh, you guys didn't talk about that." After that scene with fucking Chapu and at the far plane,
Yeah.
when Titus is just holding the sword, like the Brotherhood sword, and like looking at it, it gets a huge buff.
Yeah, it does.
Like it gets like a
Yep.
bunch of like strength buff and shit.
Yeah.
I forget it specifically what it is.
I remember that, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So now it's even more useful.
That is something that somebody pointed out for us to say, and then we didn't say.
We can continue. I think at the beginning of every episode screenshots, I've taken like 3 screenshots of that to be like, talk about this, and just never have.
That dog and cat are still in the square, so that's fine. It's different cats, different dog.
There's still that kid running around with the balloon.
Do you guys talk to the press again?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
I
did.
saw the camera guy like, stop bothering us. You've already proven your point at the tournament.
Yeah, that's really good. But so the Jecht sphere here is right outside the locker room.
Yeah,
Rocks.
we gotta hit
Yeah.
the showers.
Hit the showers, boys. And are you all ready for that? You ready to go into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one opens up and it's on one of the docks, right?
Right, we're just like basically surrounded by crates and cargo from maybe the Leaky, maybe the Winnow, who knows? But
We see a nice little seagull that might come into play in a little bit.
oh, yeah.
Oren is holding the camera in this one, and Jecht says, "Hey, Oren, did you get that last match?" And I was like, "Is Jecht also playing Blitzball in his fucking like?" I don't know if he's like talking about just like filming a match,
Yeah.
or if he also is like, "I'm gonna play Blitzball. I'm the best in the world."
I kind of took it as he wanted to like watch the game, but couldn't because he was doing other stuff or
taping
whatever.
it.
So he's like like my dad used to do with Flyers
Yeah,
games,
right,
and he
yeah.
would write on the label, "Do not tape over."
Or he did just want a recording of the game for his kids.
Yeah,
His kid.
maybe.
Yeah, which I think is like what is actually going on here
Okay.
because he says, Oren says, "Yeah."
But I don't understand why you wanted me to. Didn't you say you have Blitzball in your Xanarkand?
And Jack goes, "Not a sportsman, are you?" And Braska says, "Working on your form." And and Jack says, "My form don't need no work. I'm the great Jecht. It's for my kid."
Yeah, Braska says, "Oh, your son plays Blitzball." And he goes, "Yeah, and he wants to beat his old man bad. Once I told him to give it up. He didn't speak to me for a week. I wonder what he's doing now. I just hope he got bigger and put on some muscle." And he's like kind of like talking to himself a little bit when he says that. And then he sees that Oren's recording and he goes, what's the big idea? Stop shooting. And like I was like, "Oh, Jack."
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big game.
But like I feel like that's like a big puzzle piece in the whole Titus Jecht thing,
Yeah.
right? Because we know that scene. We know where Jecht was like, "Give it up, kid. You're not gonna be able to do it."
Yeah.
And like and I think it's like what we were guessing. It was like where we're like, "Oh, Jecht just is a poor choice of words. Like he doesn't know how to say things."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like he really was just like
Like, that affected Titus because he was so young.
No.
And it's like he
Go to
idol-
law school or something. I care about you. This is not. This is no life for you.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he was
can't
just
do it.
It sounds like he was just clowning with him and just being
Yeah,
like,
just joking
like,
around
wanting
and
to have a
kind
good
of-
time. Yeah.
And also just kind of being like, don't set your, expectations too high. Like, do what you want, but like,
yeah.
Can't
But
do
yeah.
it, kid.
yeah.
Because he's not like torn up about it or anything. He's just like, "Oh yeah, my son didn't like that. He wouldn't talk to me for a whole week."
Yeah.
Like he doesn't realize how Titus feels
yeah,
about it.
yeah, exactly.
I do like the idea of just Oren with like a in Seinfeld where Jerry learns to bootleg.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
he becomes like the bootlegger keeps hiring him because he's like got an artistic eye for bootlegging. Anyway, I'm just like imagine Oren just like in the
Oh
secretly
yeah.
just like slouching lower and lower trying to film the game.
I was just thinking of it as like when there's like an older guy who's not really good with technology, like trying to take a picture, and he's just got an entire iPad with like the flappy like case over it, just as he's like recording something.
I like to imagine the art carrying around like a giant camera, like the film guy. to
Yeah.
record-
Yeah.
Not a sphere that just records onto it.
Yeah, I
but,
think
like,
that's more what it is. Yeah.
do you guys wander around Luca at all?
A little bit, but
You can go back into the stadium. There's there's nothing there, but there's a game going on, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There's people just walking around, nothing really happening. One of the guards says there hasn't been any major incidents since the Fiend attack, just kids who get lost in the stadium now and then.
Kids will
There's
be
a
kids.
Ronso says, I'll bed ship leave Luca. No one knows where they go.
Spooky. Oh yeah, one Ronso was kind of offended. Like, only the Guado and the warrior monks are guarding the streets? Why aren't they asking Ronso for help?
Yeah, that's a good point.
there's actually somebody earlier in Luca who says like, "Oh, well, the Guado are doing work and the Yevon's doing work. Why aren't the Ronso doing anything?" And like from the other direction, the Ronso are like, "Why aren't we being asked to do anything?"
There's even better than that. They're like, if you talk to all the Ronsos, they're kind of saying that. But there's a guy walking around like one of the monks, and you talk to him, and he says, "Oh, it's pretty funny that like they expect me to be protecting those giant Ronso. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?" Like,
That's awesome.
Did you guys talk to the Aurochs?
I didn't see
Oh,
them.
I didn't know you could.
They're in the locker room still.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Damn.
feel like an asshole. Tell me all about it.
So I talked to Keepa, and he says, "You saw Chapu on the far plane? Kind of looked like you, yeah?" Which is cool.
Yo, I love that is absolute proof that the game is getting updated regularly with
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of their speeches, because like that's a thing we did way later.
Yep.
Yeah, way later. Bota says, "Is Unit going to quit her pilgrimage? I hope she does." Like, that's
I kind of like that, like in a way, like
and that's all I got. I think there was definitely more, but I totally did not.
that's fine.
News has gotten
Yeah.
down here that the wedding's happening.
I just
and
always
Una
miss
might
my
be-
boys.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like so long ago.
It
They're
seems
still
like
there.
so long ago that I've gone up
It's
to a
weird that
save
they're
sphere
still
and
in
said,
Luca.
play blitzball.
They're like, they still haven't left. They haven't gone back to Besaid.
They just live in the locker room
Yeah, they're just
It's
now.
hanging
like, we
out.
lost. We didn't get any money. We
Squatters' rights. It's their house if they stay long enough.
They're like the SS Winnow might be free, but like they're not letting us take it.
Oh, speaking of which,
How much time do you think has gone by? Like,
That's a really good
That is
question
such a good
because
question. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
In our like in the podcast
times have-
timeline, it's been fucking forever.
Yeah, I know.
right?
I'm trying to think of how many times like a day has passed. Like if we sometimes
Yeah.
spend
But
the night.
I think someone that I like ran into was like, "Oh, you did something yesterday," and I was like, "Yesterday?
I
What?"
thought I saw that too. Am I
Yeah.
crazy?
I think it was like it might have been in like Besaid in like the temple. Like the monk was like, "Oh, after
Yeah.
what you did yesterday," or something. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, that was like.
You're right. I mean, hold on.
I mean, we'll get to it.
in my brain, this all can feel like it feels like this could have taken place like over a course of a week, maybe so far.
Yeah, I don't know because
Just based on like
like
how many times we've like.
I
like-
assume it's at least a day with like the traveling each time.
I just want to let you know, I looked ahead, and yeah, somebody in Besaid says like, "Oh, you look a lot better than you did yesterday."
Yeah.
and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
wow. So we went, played blitzball, got a bunch of Aeons. Like, that was all in the course of a day.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Some tour.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of shows to play all at once.
Yeah.
I assume that his text was set after,
Pretty much after we leave.
like as
Yeah,
soon
like-
as we're done with Besaid, he probably gets his text set right then, and it just never changes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it definitely seems like definitely more than a day has passed since Besaid.
But
That's the thing about
the
these games.
Aurochs
you can't
haven't
tell.
left, too. Like
Yeah.
you guys are saying.
Very strange.
Time compression.
Anyway, we can get on the boats and go back to Kilika.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get on the Winnow.
Yeah, the Winnow
The Winnow.
first. Yeah.
I'm a
The
Winnow.
leaky
Going back to Kilika.
What were you saying about seagulls, Carl?
Yeah, so at the at like the topmost deck, like you go up like a staircase.
Yeah, once we're on the Winnow.
Yeah, there's a woman there who's talking about like the beautiful birds of Spira, and she talks about the lesser gull. I think. Let me see if I can pull up the.
Oh, I have it, baby.
Yeah, if you want to take it away.
I'm doing a study on the animals of Spira. The birds flying around here are lesser Spira gulls. Lesser gulls are gentler than the greater gulls. You can tell by the way that they fly. I wonder how many of them are flying around the ship. I'm curious. And then they will ask you to go count all the birds around the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you touch the weird colored one and you get all daisy and you have to avoid touching the red seagulls?
So, did you get it right on the first try?
I did, because I was like, I've done way too much fucking backtracking here. I'm just going to look it up.
I got it right on the second try because I thought that 2 camera angles were showing the same one, but that wasn't the case.
I see.
Yeah, that's what happened with me.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, you can walk around and there's different camera angles as you walk around the boat and you can count all the gulls and it asks you to input a number for it.
Yeah.
So what did you get?
So the answer is 11. And when you answer that, she says, thanks to you, I have confirmed the count. Here, this is for your help. Thank you very much. And I didn't take a screenshot of what you get, but it's
Ace Wizard.
Yeah, the Ace Wizard is what I got as well,
cool.
which is just a Waka weapon.
What a weird fucking Waka weapon.
It's extremely weird. I guess it's good for his overdrive, because what it does is does 4 times like the amount of damage on elements.
Hold on, so it has 4 ability slots, and the ability slots are Magic plus 3%, Magic plus 5%, Magic plus 10%, Magic plus 20%.
Wow.
Damn.
So at 38% more magic damage.
So I guess that's
but
good
Waka
for his
doesn't
overdrive.
have any magic.
Yeah, but maybe with the overdrive, it's a...
Well, do like condition changing ball attacks count, like dark attack and stuff like that?
I don't think those are magic.
I don't know.
Very strange. We'll have to look into that
Which
more.
I mean, like, we can dip into other people's grids.
I guess
so,
we
like,
want to make him a mage.
Yeah, eventually we can teach him Farag or whatever. And,
Yeah.
I was just thinking Fira.
Yeah, Cura. Yeah, we just get him to cure a lot.
He just throws a ball at you to cure you.
I'm cured.
Dodgeball cure.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yo,
Yeah.
that would totally be like Waka being like a faith healer at the temple. He just fucking punks you with a ball.
He is
You.
he is a Evangelical. That makes sense.
Evangelical. That's good.
Here's another good opportunity to get the Albed Primer if you didn't, like I didn't.
It's also an opportunity to get the Jecht shot if you didn't get it the first time.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, there's a ball here, and I got to practice doing the Jecht shot.
Oh, holy shit.
Really?
Yeah, I did it. You get to try it as many times as you want.
Whoa, wow,
There's
that's
also
awesome.
a guy who's a little bit seasick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's got like trivia facts or something, but he keeps like almost like throwing up as he's going through.
Yeah.
And he's like, my trivia won't even like help me now.
Your trivia won't help you now.
There is someone on deck who's talking to his dog and just like having a conversation. He's like, you're the only one who understands me. And he's like speaking gibberish. Like he says, so I told him right off the bat, that'd be cats. You understand, don't you? Like,
So I says to Mabel, I says,
you're the only one who will listen to me.
Except what's funny is the dog is just running around. At least in mine, like, so the dog is like, he's talking to him even though the dog isn't like there in front of him.
that's hilarious.
It's
Yeah.
really funny.
So
Cats be crazy.
So, to like get through time, there's also someone who's standing right near like below deck, and they say, "Oh, if you go and rest, like we'll be there by the time you wake up," which is basically just like you go below deck, you rest, and then you're in Kilika.
Right.
I don't think there's really anything in Kilika, right?
I went ahead and went all the way through the temple and everything and talked to everybody.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really anything.
There is that woman who was like guarding that chest.
Yeah.
That I was like very interested in trying to open. Who was always like, hands off the merchandise.
Yeah.
And I was like, surely she's dead by now. She is still there. That treasure chest is still not
She is a
accessible.
fiend.
Yeah. So I was
She's
like,
exactly
God damn.
the same.
So you just go back to the dock and talk to the woman standing there, and she says, "Leave it to me. I'll take you to anywhere you want to go." And now we have the option to either go to Besaid or Lucas. So we're going all the way back to Besaid.
So before we go to Besaid, I guess there are a couple things I'll bring up in Kilika, like small text stuff
Take
or
it away.
whatever.
A lot of bummers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bummers, but there was one non-bummer, I think. Do you remember there was a hut that was like blown up, and there was a guy in it who was just like, "Go away! I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone."
yeah.
And somebody was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's the toxin. He fucking doesn't know anything,
right,
whatever."
yeah.
He has been cured, or at least he's over it now. And he says, "I let my team down because of the toxin, but I'm okay now. I'm better, and I'm gonna start practicing again."
Yo, hell
so
yeah.
like he's on the up and up, but. For every one good story, there's a bad one.
Of course.
So there's another guy who was sitting on the docks who was infected by the toxin, who says, "I finally came to and I remembered who my family are. Turns out they're all dead. I wish I just would have kept not remembering."
Oh my god.
And I was like, well,
this game is extremely dark.
I know. I was like, well, there's that, I guess.
Like between this and the thing with the pets, like good god.
Yeah. There was one more thing too, actually, now that I think about it. So a calm lasts 10 years, right? And there's like, I guess there's only ever been 4 people to do it, 5 including Unalesca. It seems like they're getting better over time at doing it, because 10 years ago was Braska, and if you talk to somebody in the temple here, they say like, oh yeah, Lord O'Holland is the one who taught me how to play blitzball. Like, we learned how to do this together. And I was like, well, then Lord O'Holland couldn't have been more than like 50 years ago or something. And if Sin's been around for 1,000 years, at least 2 of our wins were in like the last 50 years.
Yeah.
So like, maybe we're just getting better at it.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering if...
Every calm is the most important calm of our life.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering if there was like a dark age or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Post the first Sin.
Yeah, maybe. Like
Maybe.
Unalesca did it, and then... Yeah, it had to be... they said it was 1,000 years ago.
Is when Sin started attacking. So
Yeah.
potentially we were there when the first time it hit, maybe.
Maybe.
That's a theory. If
Yeah.
that's from where we are.
Could be.
And then Slow, did they just like spent... I
It's
don't know,
hard to say.
About 700 years just doing R&D.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out, yeah.
It's like, what do we do?
And then Unalesca gets it, and then like I guess I can't say in quick succession, but at very least O'Holland was recent enough that there are people alive who were like, oh yeah, Lord O'Holland taught me how to blitz. So
It's
like
weird because the wiki totally does not jive with that.
really, what does it say about O'Holland?
It says he played blitzball for the Kilka Beast before becoming a summoner and going on his pilgrimage to vanquish Sin 230 years before our timeline.
Yeah, so 230 years ago is when O'Holland did his pilgrimage. So
Do you think that person's that old?
yeah, so this guy who's standing
Does
in
he
the
say that he actually knew him, or did he like subscribe to like O'Holland's like how to blitz tapes?
he says Lord
Get blitz
O'Holland
quick.
took me under his wing and I followed the ways of Yevon.
All right.
He could just be lying.
We don't know. If
Do you think people would do that? Go on the internet and tell lies?
go to Jose and lie?
Yeah. I just go
Go to
on
kill.
pilgrimage and lie.
Or it could just be like anime rules where it's like, oh, an old man is 270
Yeah,
years old, like
yeah,
Master
right.
Roshi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I was just gonna say Master Roshi. Yes.
Yeah.
All summoners do is beat Sin and lie.
But yeah, so like you were saying though, from here we can also get on the SS Leaky and go to Besaid.
Yeah, and on the SS Leaky, we have another sphere.
There's another sphere in
It's in like the
It's in
like
the captain's
captain's
quarters.
quarters.
yeah.
And this shows so
There's
this
a
time,
monkey hopping on in here now.
Yeah.
The one we saw in Jose. Just
Yeah.
onto the leaky.
Yeah.
And you can't interact with it or anything, but it's like hanging up by like the pipes that I think you like communicate with the rest of the crew with.
Yeah. Yep.
It's pretty funny.
So this one opens up and it's on the deck of the Leaky, right? The bow, I suppose.
Haha.
That's the front part, right?
Sure.
All right.
The caboose.
There's a
Where is
dog.
the engineer sit?
Where does the engineer sit?
There's
and
a
it
dog
showed-
and a cat.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
And this one's being filmed by Jecht, and it shows Orin and Besaid kind of standing side by side, very Titanic. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
One of them is king of the world. And Jecht says,
After you get that Aeon from Besaid, where are we going?
and Orin says, back the way we came, which is the answer to what we were
We
asking
finally
last
got
time.
the answer.
They're going to go all the way down and then all the way back up.
Yeah, and then Orin says, we go north from Bavel and climb Mount Gagazet. Beyond it lies ... Zanarkand is what like Braska like continues with. And Jecht says, Zanarkand, huh? It's been in ruins for 1,000 years, right? And then Orin like just like answers him and says,
So the legends say. No one knows for sure. It still could be your Zanarkand.
and then Jecht just says, thanks for trying, Orin.
I love that. I love that.
This is also really cute because like when we were on the boat with Yuna, this is the first time she mentions your Zanarkand. Like
Yeah.
calls it
Yeah.
your, like I hope you see your Zanarkand someday. Which is like I love that like all these little places are like, oh, parallels. We're seeing all
Yeah,
this stuff.
it's really
like,
nice.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah, and Jecht kind of has another moment of like realization that, like, speaking of like like mirror image kind of stuff, like he says,
this
is like
the scene
just
changes, and Jecht is kind of just sitting there like cross-legged at like the back of the ship, just like
I think he's on the
out,
upper deck actually.
Yeah, just like looking out onto the sea, and he says,
I thought if I went with you guys, I might find a way to go back, but it's not that easy.
and Braska like apologizes to him, and then he says, "No need to apologize, Braska. It's not your fault. I should be thinking about fighting Sin now anyway. Zanarkand can wait, but I will find my way back. Hey, I'll be all right." Does he like cry or anything here? I thought at one point
Braska says, "Be careful," and then he says, "Hey, I'll be all right."
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then Jecht continues on. "You're the one that should be careful. You wouldn't want your little girl to cry." And Braska says, "She'll be all right. She's strong, like her mother was."
Yeah.
And that's the end of that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is when I got the Banishing Blade Overdrive for
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, were you just talking about an Instagram account called like "Are they related or married?"
Yeah.
There's literally an NPC here.
Oh shit, there is.
that they can talk to, and they're like, "Oh, those two people up there, they look similar. I wonder if they're related." And you can say, "I'd say they're related," or "It looks like they're married."
Dating our siblings, yeah.
Yeah. If you say, "It looks like they're married," they're like, "Don't give me that nonsense." Like they're not having it.
Oh yeah, there's that guy, the dog guy.
Oh, I really like this. If you talk to the captain, he says, "There was talk about warrior monks coming on board to guard the ship, but the captain declined the offer. We can take care of it ourselves," he said. Or not the guy at the helm, like the wedge guy. He says, "If Sin can't sink the ship, nothing can. We're guaranteed a safe voyage." It's like maybe not the best reaction to have.
No, I love it.
What could possibly go wrong? Sin can't strike twice.
Yeah.
My favorite NPC is here. The guy who screams "Sin" from the earlier cutscene where he goes, "Sin!" So he's here. He's on the upper deck. And he says, "Hey, you were on the ship when Sin attacked us, right? I've been afraid of the sea ever since then. I'm so afraid it'll come back. I can't even concentrate on my work. I guess I should find a new job on land somewhere. They put me on watch duty since I can't handle the old post anymore. Whenever I'm on watch, I keep thinking that Sin's going to come back for us. Oh, I can't stop shaking. I'm so pathetic." And I was like, "No, Sin Man."
Yeah, and you can talk to like another guy like on the lower part of the deck, and he's like, "Oh, like my partner has been like such a mess since Sin," and I think he's like kind of a dick about it, and he's like, he should just like get over it or something.
And then there's the guy who's just yelling at his monkey.
There is the guy, who's yelling at a monkey. He's like, "Get down from there."
He's like, "Hey, come down here. What are you so happy about?" All right. Happy, goody. Why are we so quiet all of a sudden? They both settle down.
I'm going to name my favorite NPC because he doesn't have a name.
Okay.
And I'm going to name him after his defining traits.
Sure.
So he's a sailor who shouts "Sin!" and now thinks that Sin is bad. So some kind of Sin bad.
Shazam.
That's right, Shazam. Yeah. Anyway.
So there's like kids running around this pole on the bottom.
That's right. There's like kids just running around the pole, right? Or two kids?
Oh yeah, two kids I think.
And there's
chasing each other.
dolphins off the side.
Well, the dolphins are still here, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're the guard dolphins.
I think
Guard
that's why they
dolphins.
feel like they don't need extra protection.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, remember when we first got on here, those dolphins were still there. I think they're just part of the ship. Just like the chocobos.
Yeah, the chocobos and the dolphins together power it.
Yeah.
So when we get to Besaid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Landing in Besaid.
So there are several people you can talk to on the beach. You can go back into the Besaid town. One of the interesting things, or I guess a couple of them, they kind of lead to this. But one of the kids say, a summoner came through here very recently, and one of his guardians was my age. I think his name was Passe, and I was like, Isaru's been here. Oh,
Yeah.
And there's several people who are like, oh yeah, some summoners come by, and they describe him, and like, oh, there were three brothers, and you're like,
They're also on
Isaru.
tour, so.
Yeah.
Do you
we
know-
haven't really seen a lot of Isaru.
Do you know where
once.
they are now though?
No.
They are in the temple.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because I was like, shit, I forgot to like finish the destruction sphere thing the last time. Let me see if I can just like dip back in. And like if you try going up, the guy in the temple says like, oh, there are summoners in there right now. Like occupied. Yeah.
Really?
So they
hell
are
yeah.
they are trying to get the
Where the fuck was that during Jose?
Yeah, right.
Because like Donna came in.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, there's other kid who's just like, yeah, when the orc's gonna come back.
Oh yeah, I liked that.
And of course, like I heard the sailors gossip about Lady Una getting married, which is cute.
Yep.
Yeah, I should think Lady Una would be last to marry and quit her pilgrimage. So.
Yeah, yeah. Which, like, yeah, everybody thinks that, like, oh, she's getting married. She therefore must be quitting her pilgrimage.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, on the way back to the village, like we're running by that temple that has like save spheres and chests that we can see that we still can't get into. But there's that one like sphere that or not sphere, but that thing on the wall, that blue thing on the wall that like we couldn't read at all last time. I don't think we talked about what it actually says. Now we have a lot more of like the Albed primer, so we can pretty much make out everything it says. And it says, Kilika and Bicanel join as one. Now, I'm missing 2 letters there, but it's Zoin Ace 1, so it's pretty obvious that it's join as one.
Yeah.
And funny, like when we get to the one crossroads on Besaid, where like one leads down to the village and the other leads to the temple, or like whatever. Or
it was the way we came from when we swam.
To the beach, I mean, yeah. Oh, is that the way that we came from when we swam?
So there's the middle. So there's one we came from, and then there's the south way going to the village, and the middle one we can't go to.
Yeah. We still hilariously try to go down the
last time we
one.
couldn't go is because we were hungry.
Yeah.
Your stomach growls. Remember?
It might still be that. I don't know if it's still that, but
it's
you
not
just
the stomach growl. He's like,
you just walk that way and then
nopes.
immediately turn around, and you're just like, okay, well,
because there's no actual like logical reason. The other thing that was just like a time jump scene. It's like a plot specific because that's where we popped out when we were swimming with Waka.
Right. Yeah,
I assumed that leads to that temple that we haven't gotten into yet, but could be wrong about that.
It is the direction that we came from swimming.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so. But yeah, when we get in next to the temple, the Besaid temple itself is where the final Jecht sphere of today is.
Yeah. I do want to say that there's an old woman right at the front of Besaid that if you talk to, she says, "Do not disturb our prayers, heathen." Like she's still
she's still mad.
Yeah,
which
she's still
understandable.
salty.
Stay away from the summoner.
Die mad, old lady.
But she, if you talk to her again, she says, "What? You, a guardian? The toxin still got you, eh?"
Oh, in the temple is that guy who was like, "Oh yeah, yesterday you were all toxicked up, and now you're fine." Like,
yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah, everyone kind of seems to like also say like, "Oh, you're doing better with the toxin now," which like I don't really think we are.
Yeah,
it's just like Titus has like accepted his lot.
Yeah.
My only explanation for the yesterday thing is because Besaid is so far south that the sun shines like 6 months out of it.
Right, yeah.
It's just like it's been daytime there ever since we left.
What didn't we spend nighttime in Besaid?
Yeah.
Sure.
One of the villagers in the Crusader tent says, "Sir Luzu and Gata aren't back yet.
No.
What if they died in battle?" And I was like, "Oh, buddy."
Yeah, I was really bummed because Gata said he was going to head back to Besaid, but I haven't seen him around.
Yeah, Luzu as well. Yeah.
So I'm really bummed I have not seen them. Did either of you see him? I actually didn't finish looking around.
No, I didn't.
No, there is one more very important thing you can do in Besaid though. There is someone that you can recruit to your blitzball team.
Oh.
That is the best forward in the game.
Oh, really?
It is that woman who had that like outfit that we were talking about.
Oh,
like
really?
Yeah, when you talk to her and try to recruit her, it's scout level 1, name Velucha, level 4, team free agent, 0 games, salary is 320 gil. And apparently she is like the best forward in the game. So I was like, I'm going to recruit you.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Which one is this?
She's in one of the like just tent areas that has like tridents and stuff, and like she's wearing a very strange outfit. Like it's a reused asset.
It's
yeah,
like the loincloth dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So recruit her for your blitzball team if.
All right. I should have done that while I was there, but I've already ran all the way back.
I while I was going through all of this and I finally made it to Besaid and everything, I found that, and then it was like, oh, you can also like use this time to like recruit the best like players. And I was just like, I clicked the page and it like had all the areas and stuff, and I was like, yo, fuck that, I don't care enough.
This is also when I got Velfor's overdrive that I missed.
Oh, okay, good.
That was in the dog's mouth.
Yeah,
oh,
good.
yeah, nice.
I forgot. I remember I missed the opportunity to go
Dude,
get that.
it does so much damage.
What's that one called? Like Energy Ray or something?
Energy
like that?
Blast.
Energy Ray and Energy Blaster is too, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so the last sphere is here. Once you view it, it shows the entrance to Besaid. And Jecht says, "This is the smallest heap of huts I ever seen." And Broska walks up and says,
Now, that looks like a fine place to live.
And then Broska stops and he says, "Orin, And Orin's like, "Oh, my lord," and he says,
When this is over, could you bring Yuna here? I want her to lead a life far away from this conflict. And Orin says,
You have my word. I will bring her here.
and Broska turns around and says, thank you, Orin. You are a good friend. And then you hear Jecht from the distance say, what are you guys doing? Let's go. I'm so hungry I could eat a shoop of whole.
He's a hole eater.
A shoop of whole. Yeah.
Shoot puff hole eater.
And that's pretty much the end of that. And that's all of the Broska, Jecht, and Orin's amazing journey that we get for now.
It's funny because Jecht just walks straight for the temple for food.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He thinks it's like some food court at the mall.
"Yeah, they got a Five Guys
There's
in
a
there."
Sbarro's. Like, man, when I used to work in the Fayette Mall in Lexington, Kentucky for several years, I worked at a skate shop and a Hot Topic at the same time. Oh, and a Hollister while I was there. Anyway, they had
Doing the
this-
circuit, doing the pilgrimage.
I was. But man, there was a place in the food court. There was like a Texas Roadhouse, Longhouse, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was so good. They had the best enchiladas, and they were like low quality, but like that good kind of low quality.
Hell yeah.
That like, where you eat it and you're just like, fuck, I love trash. It's so good. I have not had enchiladas like that since.
Ugh.
Oh.
I know. I weep about it.
There's a good place. If you guys if the freaking virus ever goes away and you come back to Baltimore, there's a really good place that I think they might maybe beat those enchiladas. Maybe.
Ooh.
Well, listeners, we will podcast live from wherever
enchilada place.
Yeah, the enchilada place in the future
Baltimore.
in Baltimore.
If you want to risk.
Mark my
Landscaping.
fucking words. Mark my fucking words. We will do it.
Dude, you guys are welcome.
Hell yeah.
Come on down.
Totally forgot to bring this up, but there's something extremely important on the leaky.
Ooh.
Just like on the main deck, there is a little cute cat that's just like
Oh.
chilling out right by like one of the masts, just like relaxing there. Kind of looks a
Yeah.
little bit like Goose.
I took a screenshot of that.
That was the one I was referencing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you guys were going into the sphere. I'm sorry.
No, that's
you're
good.
You're
Totally
good.
fine.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that's all of the spheres we can get for now, and I'd say that pretty much completes our backtracking.
There are
yeah?
2 more in this game, but we'll
There's
see
one more, isn't there?
I think there's one more.
There's Broska Sphere at Mount Gaugusta, and then the plot-related sphere.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the spheres for right now.
Now let's do it again backwards.
Yeah, now we got.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
There's no fast
ready.
travel here, baby.
I know.
There's no chocobos until we get back to the one spot.
Yeah, this
that
is
we
a real
just talked
bummer
about.
because I've been grinding my characters all the way here. Now, like, I have to go back now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I will say
Yeah.
this, because I did the whole thing back and forth, and like got them at various different times, because I'm stupid. But a good strat to have is do the thing that I was saying earlier, where if you have like the first strike with Titus, you can always just flee. But also, if you have Riku in your party, sometimes she can get the first move at like
Oh, yeah.
right before Titus, so you can just steal and get some like really good items like the chocobo feathers from the cactuars, or various other things. Like I got some Hypello potions, which I don't think you can actually use as a potion, but I think it's for mixing stuff. So, which also made me
Potions.
think. I was like, wait,
I believe
there's
you can
Hypello.
use the Hypello potions.
Interesting.
With
I could-
Riku's use command.
yeah, that may be the case
So
as
it's
well.
basically a crafting material.
Yeah. But that also made me think. I was like, wait, wasn't Kamari talking about how the Guado had the best potions? Ooh, I wonder if we'll find a Guado potion somewhere.
So next time we'll do what I actually said that we would do this time last time.
Well, you didn't actually say you left the voicemail.
I left the
You
voicemail.
phoned it in.
Yeah, but we will actually go to the Makalania Travel Agency, deal with the Albed attack, ride some cool vehicles to Makalania Temple, and discuss the finer points of relationships and relationship mechanics.
Ooh.
Yes, that does
Oh, yes.
happen next, doesn't it?
This is the gondola ride of in
Yeah.
Golden Saucer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's faster if you get Waka because they say that that the play is like full. It's sold out.
Yeah, but that's about it really that I have for this time.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Darmock, thank you for coming on again. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thanks.
saving the pod. A true
Thanks.
Yeah, true
bye.
veteran.
Oh man, it was fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, as always, thank you.
But yeah, now we don't have to wait and get our fucking last spheres behind fucking Dark Veil for.
We can talk about all those baddies in one episode without talking about the spheres now.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We sure as fart will. I don't like it. I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, for people who have already played FF10, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to spoil the whole thing for you. I don't like the Dark Aeons. I think they suck, but...
I don't know what you're talking about because it didn't happen in my version.
International and later only. Anyway. Yeah. Well,
This is like the extra weapons they added in 7, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Except not cool. Except they're not cool Gundams.
Except I will probably not be able to beat it in traffic.
It's fine. I got a hack save you can use. Kick its ass. Anything you want to plug again, Darmock? You still in that band?
What?
You
Which
still
bands?
making the musics with the beep boops about the lawyer?
Oh yeah, Steel Samurai.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're still doing stuff, of course.
Good.
And I'm also doing stuff with this Finding of Fiends guys sometimes.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. As we mentioned previous episode when Darmock wasn't here. When Darmock was here, she asked us to collaborate on a Final Fantasy 3 song for Dwelling of Duels monthly challenge, which has been really fun. I've been too fucking busy because of my full-time work now.
Dwelling of Duels does have that Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Go follow the Twitch channel.
And
You'll get alerts.
they have a Discord, and this month's theme is jazz versus funk. So you can pick, I think, just about
It's
any
funk.
video game
I just want you to
track.
know it's funk. Funk wins.
Unless in the case of Jazz Fusion.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Maybe. I think funk still wins.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then so DoD this month is jazz versus funk.
Cool.
2 minutes or more. And then there's a big video game online festival happening this weekend.
Yes, this is
hell yeah.
Night of the Round. Justin mentioned this last week.
Right.
Yeah.
It starts on Friday and it goes through Sunday. And it's called Virtual VGM Fest. And you can watch that on twitch.tv/bonus stage fan.
Check the show notes for that.
There's a lot of bands and groups playing. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, if you haven't checked out Steel Samurai, we're on Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, all the normal places.
If you're listening to this in 1 week in the past, you should have bought their shit already.
Buy it the first Friday of December or something. Or
November.
not. It's
Oh,
fine.
wait, it's November. Shit. God damn it.
It's too late.
This is the longest March ever.
I know, right?
God, ain't that
Hey,
the
I'm
truth.
still in February, whatever. But yeah, I don't have anything else to plug right now.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Carl's run went swimmingly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah! Congratulations on your W.
Hell yeah. It was a very close race.
It was.
very, very fun. I was very nervous and also dealing with some technical issues that were going on.
This is the Night in the Woods Demon Tower Speed Souls charity thingy.
Yes, which I am also happy to announce that Speed Souls Charity Marathon this year, I think, had the best year they've ever had.
Hell
which
yeah.
I think they came in at $12,000. $12,350 was the total that they raised for the 3 days of the marathon. So
That's
500
Nice.
and 500 of that was just to make you play bass.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and other than that, I have the same speedrun coming up where it will be just me showcasing it at Awesome Games Done Quick 2021. Ashwin is going to be doing commentary for that, which is very exciting. And the schedule was just dropped. So it is going to be Friday, January 8th around 7:30 a.m. It'll probably get pushed back a little bit with bonus games and things like that. So keep an eye on the schedule when Games Done Quick is going on. That's a week-long marathon. I will be closer to the end of the week. So it's going to be really fun.
I'm gonna spend the next month just trying to devise the perfect donation comment to both make sure that it's read, but also be the most upsetting while you're doing it so that you're unable to continue. Alex, take me to Wawa.
Thanks to Neither Round for the theme music, Nobuo Uematsu, Masashi Hamauzu, and Junya Nakano for the game music. Rate, review, subscribe, call us at 530-MATERIA, or find us at every F and FF on all the things. And as always,
Fuck, what does Titus say when he runs away? We were just talking about it.
Jecht tradition. Embrace.
I'll be right back.
Oh, reject.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Reject tradition.
We won't go so easy on you next time.
That's good.
And
Wait.
that, as they say, is that. Bye.
Bye.